Hey everybody, Victoria here today, and I brought in with us a special guest, Heather Reid. Heather, say hello to everybody.
Hello, everyone. How are you?
So this is the first time I've done this, and I had this brilliant idea, I think, last week in bringing Heather on, because without a doubt, you're never the only person in the world that has a question or a thought or a fear, and I think Heather's story is going to be really relatable. That's why I want to bring her on. So I'll be a little less vague. Heather, Heather and I met about 4 years ago, and we joined a high-level business mastermind group with a business coach, Pat Mishew. And so we were put together in this group and had never met before. And I had, you got to go back in my shoes now too, because I had sold a day spa. I was so excited and getting ready to launch this new business. And so we go to our first business mastermind, and everybody got an hour on the floor to talk about what they did, share some new things. And I came on and had a lot of constructive criticism, primarily from Miss Heather here.
Not one of my finer moments.
No, I think you gave me a lot of food to thought, but a lot of food for thought. But backtracking, that's where we both were at that time. Now you have been working with me 3 years.
Yes.
As an image consulting client, you've come on with me about 3 years. We did a big one, but then as a big service, I should say. And then as Heather's changed and evolved, and her business has changed and evolved, and her style changed and evolved, you know, we worked together on and off throughout the year. And so I want to go back 4 years ago and explain your side of the story when I presented who I was, the business that I was about to launch, which was Image of Wardrobe Consulting, and your resistance to me.
Well,
in general.
You're being very kind, because truly, I have to say it is your graciousness that allowed us to grow a friendship and a true love for you as a soul sister. Because when you presented your website for critique at that mastermind and in that setting, I'm known to speak my mind, and I did. And if you could pull words back in your mouth, I probably could have and should have. Because what I said to you at the time was that I didn't see myself in your website. And what I meant by that was that I'm still a heavy set gal, but I was much heavier at that point. And I saw what I had always wanted, and what had always eluded me was, I mean, and you and I have had this conversation about blonde and beautiful and trim and, put together, and truly what I didn't see myself as a large person in your website. And I was pretty vocal about that, and said I wouldn't work with you because I didn't see myself. And I think there's some truth to that at that time for me. But what I have grown to know for sure about you is that you don't see me as size. You see me as a woman and as a complete package that is deserving of style and to feel good and to represent myself in the best way, regardless of size. And so I am incredibly indebted to you for really sticking with me and allowing me to start over again with you, because I'm afraid that if the shoes had been put on the other feet, I probably wouldn't have been as gracious as you. Definitely. And what I know for sure now is that truly I am so much better for having worked with you for the last 3 years, because you've given me confidence in this body. And as you said, this body has changed, and it is a work in progress. But truly, you have brought some style and some questions. You've answered my questions as they've come up, as we've become comfortable, that I know that you have my best interests at heart. It's not about being skinny and gorgeous. It's about being comfortable where I am, because life is a journey, and I can't wait until I get to a certain size or a certain weight to feel my best and look my best. Because I think, I mean, I'm thinking this for the very first time. If I waited to have that confidence, I may never get to that weight, right? I think a lot of what you've given me is confidence, and a feeling of put together, and a feeling of style that has given me the confidence to keep moving forward towards the goal. So I think it goes hand in hand. And so that's where we were 4 years ago. Now I can't imagine life without you. And I can't imagine shopping without you, quite frankly.
Well, thank you so much for all that. Wow, you are so eloquent with words. I love about you. And when you were talking about how I saw you as a full woman, I don't know if you can tell, but I got tears in my eyes. It really makes me feel good that you recognize that. Now, here's the thing. We were stuck together in this mastermind. So we had to get along to a certain degree, but it was a while, obviously, before you hired me. So this is where you are now, and this is how you feel about me now, and how we feel about each other. But what changed? What was the turning point that made you decide, okay, maybe I'm going to give this girl a try?
Well, I think, I mean, we were taught that you purchase from those that you know, like, and trust. And I have to say, I wasn't deliberate about that. I grew to know you as a person.
Yeah.
That truly were not about the latest, like, you were truly about seeing the whole package and the whole person, and working with that person as they want to represent themselves. You weren't going to turn me into a cookie cutter kind of thing. I saw your work, and well, that was pretty easy because you're incredibly likable. And trust came from watching you in our business mastermind setting, but also watching you work with, I went to a couple of others events that you did, and working with your clients and potential clients, and really knowing and watching that you were really working in the best interests of the client. And for me, shopping has been painful. For probably 30 years, I have worn what has fit, not what I have liked. Luckily, I have a classic kind of taste. So I was able to find clothes that I liked, but never had an edge, never had a kind of a savviness to my dressing, because it was what fit. You've come alongside of me and shown me how to get out of those kinds of that thinking that it has to be classic. Because if I think about myself, I want an edge. I want to be, I have a message that can be polarizing in my own business. And I want to represent that kind of uniqueness, and just be my own kind of person. And classic is where I kind of am comfortable, but want to grow beyond that. So really, it came down, Victoria, to know, like, and trust. And I'm grateful, and I believe that mastermind was a divine assignment of women. That really grew to know, like, and trust each other. And I'm grateful for that experience, because it gave us time. And as you said, you were captive; you couldn't go anywhere. And so by the end of it, how we started out was way back in the background.
Well, and I think, there was something I wanted to say. Oh, your constructive criticism really pushed me out of my comfort zone to start doing videos, because it was funny from my aspect. Here I left a business where I was very successful. And as soon as I lost that, or let go of that, my confidence went down.
Yeah.
I really hadn't anticipated that. So I needed to let people know who I was. So doing videos, allowing people to see the goofy part of me, because there was a little segment where I thought I had to be extra polished, extra polite, extra professional, extra everything, because now I'm an image consultant. And really it was when I loosened up and let people know, yeah, I'm professional, but I'm a lot of fun too. And that things changed. And so that was you encouraging me to let others get to know, like, and trust me over social media. So what would you say has been a great piece of advice or style tip or something that was really tangible that really you've held onto and that perhaps other people watching this could relate to and take away and start implementing it as far as their body image, their wardrobe? What was there, one or two things that always come back to your mind?
Yeah, actually, I think you had me think about how I wanted to present myself, and that was through words. It wasn't even about clothing. It was truly, it came down to, how do you want people to see you? How do you want people to feel about meeting you? How do you want to be seen as a professional in your own business? And whether that was edgy, or whether that was polished, or whether that was intellectual, or whether that was sophisticated, you had me really think about that. And what you do for me is you keep me coming back to those words. And I really appreciate that, because I don't know about others, but when I shop, I get caught up in the moment, and and it's like, oh, okay. And I'm losing weight. So that's a whole other, like, I have a new body that I'm kind of willing to try on anything. And you keep me coming back to, is that how you want to represent yourself? It's not about whether it fits or not. It's not about whether it's trendy. It's about, is that how you want others to see you? And I really appreciate that. I forget those things when I'm in the moment.
And also, not only how do you want to be perceived, but what do you want to feel and embody, right? Because it's all encompassing. And I want to share, because I've shared this story many times when I've done presentations about us, Heather, and I tell the people about the story where my client had a VIP image and branding experience. And without a doubt, this happens to every single client I have. At the beginning of the day, I've been told, Victoria, be ruthless. Just tell me what I got to keep. Tell me what I got to get rid of. And then the client, this was you in this particular case, put on a jacket and said, I really don't want to get rid of this. Can we please keep it? I really like it. It fits me really good. And I stood back and I said, well, you tell me, do you feel like, these were your words, I'm almost positive, a sophisticated CEO with an edge?
Yeah.
And you said, nope. And I remember your face falling. And I said, that's okay. Doesn't mean we have to get rid of this jacket. It's like, okay, how can we rework this jacket for a date night when you go out with Scott? Or perhaps you rework it when you're coming out with the girlfriends. Like, it just is not going to be that jacket when you're going to that high, intense level business meeting where you want to have that powering feel.
Yeah. So yeah, I remember that actually. And it's so true, because it was something that it was a piece that I had invested in. And so there was a financial attachment to it. There was an emotional attachment to it, but yet it didn't serve me in the way that, in the setting that I thought I would be able to use it in. And so that's what I so appreciate. Your expertise is unlike mine. And to me, you're part of my team, because for me to put my best foot forward as a CEO, I need to rely on a team. And you are part of the team because you see things differently than I do. And you can stand back and look at the whole package and say, is that sophisticated with an edge? Maybe not. So yeah, I remember that conversation.
Yeah, I've told that story over and over again. And the funny thing is, I say, if I give this advice too much, I won't have a job, because in the mirror and you ask yourself those questions. And most often, would you agree that most often what I'm helping you with, or with any of my clients, is fine tuning?
Oh, it is. And it's, and it's developing your own sense of trust. But when every new trend comes out, then I don't know about others, but I look to you to say, okay, how do I adapt this trend?
Yeah.
So I just tried out, I just texted you a picture of me in a change room, and I've been shedding weight. And yet this trend was to add gypsy kind of pants that added volume to me. And I didn't purchase it because I thought, well, good grief, I'm trying to shrink and now I'm adding material kind of thing. But yet if I had completely trusted you, you were like, yeah, that looks really sharp and would be edgy and appropriate in the right places. And so it's leaning into your expertise.
Yeah.
And having that outside opinion that says, yes, you need to, the first step is the worst step. So it's kind of, it's like taking and walking out the front door the very first time and new, and saying, okay, I have a trusted advisor in Victoria that says I'm going to be okay.
You are going to be okay. And I think it's fabulous that you should be trying on things. It doesn't mean everything's going to work or every shape or trend or whatever, but now is a great time to experiment with all these new things, and your new body that, you have more ability to shop in different places before. And I'm so proud of you and congratulate you totally. Absolutely. I mean, you were a rock star as far as I was concerned.
Well, and I think I think when I was larger, I still trusted you completely, right? Like
you did.
I think there's a real opportunity for women of size to really grow comfortable. And I would say that that's one thing that I so appreciated was you didn't throw out the baby with the bathwater. You didn't come in and say, oh, well, this has got to go, 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 go. And now we're going to go spend. And that is so refreshing to have you say, look, let's look at this in a different way. Let's use that in a different way to create a wardrobe out of it. And that was really important to me, was that I couldn't afford to throw out everything, but needed to move it along. And women of size particularly, I think, need to have that confidence boost that comes from being put together.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's it. I think we've covered a lot of base.
Well, you don't like to talk.
I did have a few questions. I got them all answered, and I really appreciate you taking the time to share this with me. Again, I totally teared up. Like I could see it in my eyes, and I do absolutely love you as a dear friend and a business mastermind team member. I'm saying that all wrong because now I'm emotional. But I do so much appreciate you coming on to share this, because without a doubt, there are other people in the audience that don't see themselves in space. And so thank you for sharing.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me be the first of many, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you, Victoria. I love you.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.